Breaking news now. House Republicans have nominated Majority Whip Tom Emmer as the next Speaker of the House in a series of secret ballot votes. This is the third time in as many weeks that Republicans have nominated a new Speaker, but so far none have been able to garner enough support to win the gavel. So let's bring in Jay O'Brien on Capitol Hill, along with ABC News contributing political correspondent Rachel Bade for more. Jay, what's the latest in terms of when we could actually see a full vote on Emmer?
Yeah, so first and foremost, we're waiting on that meeting to break up. It's right past this group of people here where Republicans are meeting behind closed doors. We know Emmer won the majority on this, the fifth ballot, taking 5 ballots so far today. We don't know exactly what the vote total was. It comes after Byron Donalds and Kevin Hern, the last two remaining candidates other than the one that Emmer faced off against, dropped out after the 4th ballot, and then it was Emmer and Mike Johnson of Louisiana. But we're still waiting on the vote total. To your question of how soon we could see a vote on the floor, I've spoken with Emmer allies who say that there's a possibility, a strong possibility, one said, of a vote on the floor later this afternoon or potentially tonight. One thing we know is happening right now behind those closed doors, because Republicans agreed to it yesterday and we've heard that it's happening as we speak, is a roll call vote. So typically, the last two Speaker nominees, Steve Scalise and Jim Jordan, who both failed to secure the votes they needed, were elected via secret ballot, and that was it. On this, the third Speaker nominee now, Republicans added another measure, one more, that you have to have a roll call vote now behind closed doors, which is exactly what transpires on the floor. The name of the member is called, and they vocalize who they're going to vote for. And it's going to give Tom Emmer a sense of if he has a lot of Republicans against him and who they are and what their names are, like you would see on a vote on the House floor.
So, Jay, talk to me about what's going on behind the scenes now, right? Up until now, you had these candidates kind of, going up against each other, campaigning. And now that they have settled on a nominee, what now goes into trying to get Emmer enough support to actually win the gavel?
So right now what they're doing, as we were just talking about, is that roll call vote. The name of every single member behind these closed doors is being called, and they're vocalizing who they want to be the next Speaker of the House. It's kind of the same process you see play out on the House floor. And when it's over, it's going to give Tom Emmer a sense of exactly how many Republicans might be opposing him. And also, which is something that Steve Scalise and Jim Jordan didn't really have, it's going to give him their names. And so then it would be up to Emmer, whose job as the number 3 Republican in the House, as the majority whip, is to count votes in the first place. It's going to give him a sense of exactly who his opposition is and how many, and give him the opportunity to work on those votes. But to your point, Diane, I've talked to Emmer allies who are tracking the possibility of a vote as soon as this afternoon or tonight, but that doesn't look likely unless Emmer can see who his opposition is and know that these are votes that he could work on. If it's a strong enough opposition and they're really sticking together, you might not see a vote today. You might see a vote tomorrow. It's really up to Tom Emmer now as to when he wants to schedule a vote and if he feels comfortable enough going to the floor, because I've talked to a number of Republicans, some who support Tom Emmer, others who did not, who have said they do not want to see another failed vote on the floor like the 3 that Jim Jordan encountered last week, and frankly the 15 rounds that Kevin McCarthy went in January.
And Rachel, you talked about a so-called whisper campaign against Emmer. What happens to that now that he is the nominee?
Well, it's time for those people to either, put up or shut up, as they like to say. I mean, a lot of people have been saying things behind his back, not putting their names on things on record. But it's a whole different story when you take this issue to the House floor and each Republican has to call out a name on record in front of the whole country. Who are they going to support? And I would hazard a guess that a number of the members who are saying negative things about Emmer behind his back will likely end up, calling out his name on the floor. Now, will that mean he'll get the votes to be Speaker? Who knows? I mean, the truth is Emmer has a lot of votes to flip right now. Yes, he just won the nomination, but over 100 Republicans either voted for someone else or decided not to vote at all and instead voted present or just didn't vote. And that means he does have skeptics. I mean, House Freedom Caucus Chairman Scott Perry was just telling reporters that he was concerned about Tom Emmer's record when it comes to spending issues. Rick Allen, a Republican from Georgia, again, has said it sounds like he will not vote for Emmer because of his support of the Respect for Marriage Act, which basically recognized same-sex and interracial marriages in states across the country. So he's going to have to deal with that. But Emmer has a number of things going for him. I mean, Jay mentioned that he is the majority whip. This is what he does. He's got practice on this, trying to muscle up votes. He also has allies who are very close with Trump who are working for him. People like Andy Biggs and even Matt Gaetz, who ousted Kevin McCarthy or started that movement. They are actually working a lot of the Trump lawmakers who are close with Trump to try to muscle up support for Emmer. So we'll see if he can get there.
All right, we will. Rachel Bade, Rick Klein, Jay O'Brien, thank you all.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.